welcome to this week's episode of Dallas Confidential Television. We so appreciate you guys tuning in this week. It's a wonderful Saturday. It is hot. It is already 95 degrees in the Dallas. I appreciate you guys tuning in with us. I am Dawn, the James Russell, with my co-host,
Shug Johnson,
Dr. Holly Mays,
Ryan Russell.
and we are talking about Beyond the Lights. Is fame really fortunate? It is so much going on right now. We have gotten through a little bit. COVID-19, shelter in place. We got outside for a few weeks. Now it is back live. COVID is rampant. We kind of was escalating down, and now it has ramped back up. So they are asking us to get back into our homes due to the numbers escalating back up. We've had thousands of new cases, hundreds of new deaths. But while that is happening, we've also had the protest that's been going on due to the unfortunate death of George Floyd. Here in Dallas, Texas, we've been having daily protests throughout the United States. There's protests everywhere, and we wanted to take some time in the middle of talking about, is fame really fortunate? It was very behooving to us to talk about this topic because during the protest, Holly and I had a very heated conversation that we felt was worthy of tying into fame.
right?
There are a lot of phenomenally famous people that are using this very worthy cause,
Right.
this unfortunate injustice of African Americans that are being unjustly served due
Right.
to the color of our skin. Unfortunate. Luckily, we as hip-hop culture, celebrities, artists who are blessed to have been able to have a platform, they're using it for a phenomenal cause right now, to use their voices, to get out in the front lines right now, to assist with changing laws right now, being able to protest, helping the politicians, the congressmen, the pastors, the teachers to help change laws, help to get the word out there. We have a election that's coming up right now, and so Holly and I had a great conversation. I am very, very passionate.
Very.
I'm very passionate about when you have a platform, being able to utilize it
Right.
when there's a time and a place to do so.
Absolutely.
And so I've had a conversation with Holly about this. Holly's a pastor. Holly has a platform every single day. As a pastor, Holly sometimes, even when he doesn't want to, he has to get out on the front line.
Right.
Sometimes he doesn't believe in the cause, and because he has parishioners, he has to be able to get out there, even if he doesn't believe in what he. And I don't want to speak for Holly, but I know as a parishioner in the church, sometimes I want my pastor to get out there and speak for me, right? I believe, Pastor, you need to get out there and fight for my right.
Right.
And he probably feel like, I don't want to, because I don't believe in that, right? So I was telling Holly, I'm like, Holly, I believe that, I believe in who I believe in. There are some celebrities that I feel should be out there fighting for X, Y, and Z, and this is what I believe. And so Holly was like, well, darn, I don't believe that. And so we kind of fell on two different sides of the line. And so thankfully, I have a platform called Dallas Confidential TV,
Right.
where I can get on here and talk with our VIPs about kind of how I feel about this. And John has a voice, and Ryan has a voice. And so we wanted to take a few minutes to talk to the VIPs and get your opinion about this. And John is watching your comments, and Ryan is watching your comments, and Holly and I, we want to talk to you about this, and I want to speak my piece on this and hear your piece on this. sometimes fame is not as fortunate. And so I feel like celebrities, politicians, artists, ball players, do you feel that they should be on the front line right now protesting? Should they be out there using their celebrityship to keep us out there? Be out there with the everyday common man, using their voice to change laws, assist us with votes. They should be out there helping people. They should be helping the politicians. They should be out there with the mayors and the congressmen. Like when Beyonce and Jay-Z was helping Hillary Clinton get elected. You know, they used their cause. They helped Barack Obama get in the office in 2008 and 2012. Do you feel like that's what they should do? Because we buy tickets, we buy albums. Or do you feel like, no, they shouldn't do that? That's not their cause. That's not what we should have them do. John, what are your thoughts on that?
I believe that everyone as a human being have a moral obligation to something. I don't think that we should put that stigma on their back because everyone has a moral obligation, but it is not for us to sit back and wait for them to do it. Because if we sit back and wait for them to do it, then we'll just still be stagnant. And I've seen on Facebook, where's Oprah? Where's the Tyler Perry? Where is the Gail? Where is this? Where's that? Where are you?
But that's what right now we are there.
On Facebook.
So okay, thank you for saying that. This is the one time I will say we are there. And not only have we been there day 1, day 2, we're going on day 20.
Right.
So we are there.
And some of those celebrities are there. You see Denzel Washington out there marching. You see Ariana Grande out there marching. So they are out there, but it is not, they don't have to. And I asked the question, well, what do you expect them to do? What makes that, because the white man at the end of the day is running their money too.
Okay.
And so what is it, them being a celebrity, how is it more, their voice going to get more than ours?
Thank you for saying that. So this is the reason I'm going to have this conversation. You're absolutely right. Not only are the black people out there, and you guys, I'm so proud of us. We are so out there. But the white people are out there this time. That's the difference this time. This is the first time in my 40-ish years do I see not just us, they are out there also. You guys, I am so proud of us. Not only are the POCs out there, but the white people. My husband and I, Holly, have been out there. John have been out there. I see Brazilians. I see whites. I see Asians. I see Puerto Ricans. I see Americans. I see Canadians. We see every country is out there. That's why I think I'm so passionate about this right now, because everybody's out there, and they're not just out there for George Floyd. They're out there for Breonna Taylor. They're out there for Ahmaud. They're out there for Bolton John. They're out there for everyone, and that's why I think I'm so passionate about this, because we have a chance to change society for generations. I felt like this should have happened with Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
So I'm so mad that this didn't happen 5 years ago, but it's happening now. So when you ask John, why do I feel like celebrities should be there? What can they do? This is free. Do a free concert. We have so many celebrities. You can get out there and tap dance, sing. Just sit in the middle of the parking lot. You know, I just do a free concert. Just get out there. I think we saw Ludacris just out there at the voting polls, just out there. I think.
So let me say
I just
this.
think I want him there.
Well, let me say this. Before there was the George Floyd, there was the Ahmaud, and there was the Breonna. None of this was taking place until George Floyd. And it wasn't the fact that it happened to him. What the key thing that happened was when he called out for his mom. When he called out for his mom, that made it more human to everybody. Otherwise, nothing would have happened. And this stuff, changes have not started being made until we start seeing the white people jumping. If it was just black people, we're just the angry black people. Now that white people and other cultures are now getting into it, now there's about to be a change, or supposing changes that's happening. So, but why? My question is, why would it take for, again, the white man or another non-black person to start making change? Oh, we're all coming together now, but when we're all black coming together, it's nothing. Oh, they're just black people just doing
Right.
it. Nothing is
You know what?
making, no changes are being made.
I totally get it, John. You passionate about that. I'm gonna say I don't really care. And Holly, I want you to jump in. Ryan, jump in. I don't really care if it was his mom, if he called out for the dog. I don't really care what it took. I just wanted to not stop. The Birmingham bus. What was it? The Birmingham bus, Montgomery bus system boycott was 382 days. They refused to give up. The only reason that stopped is because the Supreme Court changed the laws. That's the only reason it stopped. They decided they were never going to stop. And for young people that don't understand, when I say it stopped, they refuse to ride the bus. So when whoever, and I don't say the white people, but when that money stopped, they stopped.
The black people.
Because black people rode the bus. So when that money stopped flowing for 382 days and it shut Alabama down, that's when they finally changed. So as you know, and Holly, Ryan, jump in, there is the blackout that is starting June 16th, which means that we are not, as African Americans, white Americans, worldwide, we are not supposed to participate or buy anything that's not black owned starting June 16th through June 30th. You are not supposed to purchase from anywhere. Food, Amazon, clothing, anything from June 16th to June 30th. Nothing.
So all you black people that own white people stuff in your black stores, go ahead and stock up. Because again,
don't stock up, because
No,
if
they have to
you
stock
buy,
up.
that means
No.
you won't spend $1,000.
exactly, for us to eat. So the thing is, who are the farmers? Who are the manufacturers of the stuff that we're buying the
So
stuff
that's
from?
just it.
So,
If you've been online, there is a list that's running that tells you everywhere you can buy white, you can buy black. There is on Facebook, it's called the Blackest List. And it's been running for the last 2 weeks worldwide that tells you everything you buy, there is a black company worldwide that you can buy everything. There are black farmers. There are black vendors that you can buy everything. Holly has a juice bar. Holly has everything that you want, that you eat. Holly knows where you can get it from. That's been running for the last 2 weeks.
right, but who's supplying Holly with the stuff in his black-owned business?
A black person.
A black person.
Yeah, we do that. But here's my thing, and I may be the antagonist on this because I got a couple questions on this, and I've heard about the blackout. So I'm confused as to the timeline because after the 30th, then what? Do we go back to normal?
So the whole purpose of the blackout is to show the economy that we actually don't need you.
So that's a problem for me because statistics show that. So we don't need to do, and I'm not saying don't do it. I mean, to each his own. But we don't need, the problem I'm having, and let's just tackle this since we're dealing with this. The problem I'm dealing with is that we're trying to show and prove. And I don't think we have to. We're trying to stand up and say, oh, well, we can show you. But we don't have to. Statistics have already shown that if we took the black dollar and took it out of the economy would shut down. Statistics have shown that we are a rising group of a culture, and if we were not on this earth, the earth would shut down.
Yes.
And we have so many people, along with the Hispanics, that we could start our own United States. So we don't have to. I'm not into the proving the point thing. You know what I'm saying? So I get the blackout because you want to prove a point, but we're proving a point to people that already know the statistics that you're trying to gather.
Right. But I think maybe we need to prove it to ourselves, Holly, because I don't really know that.
But we did that with Black Wall Street.
That was before my time. And
But-
the millennials absolutely.
But we did it in the
have no
80s.
clue.
We did it in the 80s with Reagan. We did it with Bill Clinton. We've had periods of time where we've had black culture to come together, but once again, and we talked about this yesterday, Ryan, in our round table. We have a problem being consistent with sticking
Exactly.
together.
I would totally agree
So,
with that.
so why would I do, no disrespect, but why would I do a blackout that says from this day to this day, and it proves the inconsistency? Because now on the 30th, guess what we end up doing?
Right, going right
Going
back
right
to
back.
Korean
So I don't
hair
understand
store.
why
Going right
I
back.
would do a blackout just to prove a statistic that I don't like. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be funny. The next thing I want to talk about, and
We
since
need
y'all,
to go to a commercial.
do we? Okay, let's get a
You guys,
commercial.
we're gonna go to a commercial really quickly, and we totally have ran over. I'm so passionate about this, and I know we're supposed to be talking about
We can
something
continue
completely
talking
We
about
can
different.
continue to talk about this. This is a good topic.
It really is.
It's a good
Ryan,
topic.
We need
Yeah.
to get your opinion in on this.
Well, I'm
you
gonna get him
guys.
active in just a second. I got him.
He's chilling right
I got
now.
my
Oh
dude.
my
I'm on
gosh, yeah.
standby.
Okay, we're gonna run to a commercial. Don't leave. Send us your opinions about this. We want to hear from you. Is Fame really fortunate? What do you think about the protest? We'll be right back.
Real quickly, guys, we want to thank you guys for joining Dallas Confidential TV each and every Saturday on 2:30. Listen, we want to give a shout out to some people that made this possible. I want to give a shout out to hashtag Rescue Me Podcast, where yours truly, Miss Dawn Russell, is the host. Dawn, real quickly, tell them where they can find hashtag Rescue Me Podcast.
Really quickly, you can find it on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, and Spotify.
Awesome. And I would be remiss not to mention yours truly, Mr. Suge Johnson, Pillow Talk on Fishbowl Network. If you could go ahead and tell them when your show is.
You can tune in every Thursday night between 7 and 9 p.m. on www.fbrn.us or also on Facebook Live.
And I would be remiss not to mention my own show, Dr. Holly Mays Uncut, where you can go and see it on YouTube Live every Monday from 11 to 2 p.m. And we also want to give a shout out to Fitting Statements, where creative gear to rep your career. Listen, once again, if you want to be a financial blessing to Dallas Confidential TV, you can do so via Cash App at $Dallas Confidential TV. Now back to Don.
So, Holly, your question is, why do we start something as a people and we never continue it? I can tell you, I wasn't born when all that stuff happened. I was around with Reagan, but I was so young. The millennials now who control the dollar, who spend trillions of dollars right now on everything, especially online, we haven't had this movement since they've been born. They don't know about all of that.
Well, that's not statistically true. If anybody's over 18 years of age at this point right now, you've had the opportunity to come together as a culture and spend your dollar with your culture.
Right.
The difference is it hasn't been pushed. Here's my issue. We always have to have an issue or an agenda to do something in our culture, and then it dies out, then we go back to normal. And my problem is, and once again, I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm just going to throw this out here. The problem with between us and the Jews and the Asians is they consistently do it whether there's an issue or not. I'm going to invest in my family whether there's an issue. Nobody has to get killed. Nobody has to be on the news. It just makes economical sense.
That's
we are-
generationally raised. They were raised that way.
We are
Wait, hold on.
reactive as
So
opposed to
were we,
proactive.
though. So were we. We have a problem. We want to talk about certain parts of our history, and we'll say, "Oh, okay, let's talk about the oppression." Well, let's talk about the kingdoms.
Right.
Let's talk about the kingships and the queenships. Let's talk about the etymology of black culture. So we were raised that way too. Slavery didn't discontinue our heritage or our lineage. It just stopped it for a brief moment. You got to realize we started one of the biggest economical developments that U.S. has ever seen, and we called it Black Wall Street. We did that on our own, black folks amongst one another.
Right.
And even though people were not there, I wasn't allowed to see it, but I could read about it.
Right.
My dad used to always say, if you want to keep something from a black man, put it in a book.
In a book.
And the problem is we don't want to educate ourselves. We wait for current situations to happen
Right.
to do stuff when we already got enough evidence to show, wait, hold on. I didn't need George Floyd to say, this is the final straw.
Right.
I got enough evidence in books to say, this is the final straw.
And I want to, go back and I want to commend the millennials because the
I really do.
millennials are the ones that are out here protesting.
Totally
I'm
agree.
not a millennial. I'm an Xer, and I haven't been out there protesting.
what
whatever.
age
I
range is
have
that? What is
us. That's us.
Us
Is it-
That's
What's
us.
an extra?
from 60 to 70 to 80.
Is it?
You're 60. Don't go
Is
that
there a
far.
generation in between us?
No.
The boomers is before us.
The boomers, and then we're X.
Then
They're
and then
Y, and then you now Valley.
So we
is a
2
Z.
generations back.
Yes.
Yeah.
You getting old, John.
I'm
What
getting
you
old.
mean you? Yes, you.
And I think I'm the youngest person on this panel. But however,
Quit telling our business, John.
I want to commend
Absolutely.
and speak up for
Absolutely.
the millennials because
Absolutely.
millennials get
Absolutely.
it the worst right now because it's everything. The millennials don't know this. The millennials don't do that. Da, da,
No,
da,
they're
da. But
everything.
these millennials.
They're
They
getting it
are
done.
really stepping up. Even the young generation that are in college now. These
Absolutely.
young college students are really out there protesting.
Proud of them.
They are really doing their thing. So I want to commend you, millennials, and the ones behind the millennials. You know, keep up the great work. Thank
Yeah.
you. My hat goes off to you because I don't have the patience for it.
Go ahead, Don. I'm
No,
sorry.
I can tell you, and the boomers celebrate you. I right now do nothing but watch CNN 24/7, and the Denzel Washingtons and the Jennifer Lewises and
Right.
all of
Yes.
them are saying,
Absolutely.
keep it up. We support you because
really do.
they were, like you said, the ones in the '60s who started this. They
Right.
they were out there. They
Absolutely.
were during Reagan time, and they started this. They were the flower childs, and they said, "We started it. You guys keep it up. We support you 1,000%." And I am out there. I can't keep up with how every day, but I'm watching you guys. We are watching it. We are. I'm doing the online protest every time I get the online protest to sign something and pay my $5. I'm
Right.
paying my $5.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to make a comment here from one of our VIPs, Dion.
Sure.
He said, but we want to fuss and buy from others versus buying from our own self.
I'm here
From our
for it.
own.
I'm here for
So
it. I'm ready.
Let's be. Can we be realistic for just?
Yeah.
Let's be
Yeah,
realistic,
good.
because and Ryan, I would really love to hear what your feedback is on this, from so many different aspects based on our conversation yesterday. I think we're missing something, and I understand everybody's rah rah rah. Everybody wants to be pro black now, and in reality, you're not really pro black. Okay, just keep it 100, because at the end of the day, there are some products that you don't like that black people sell. There are some things that you don't cater to that we do. So I get that we want to create a mindset of togetherness, but I'm not quite sure that that's the right approach in an aspect. The reason why I say that is because we mentioned white people, Asians. I mean, I think we saw the Amish out there.
Right.
Okay. But we're still trying to make this a pro-black thing. We're still trying to say black, 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 black. Well, let me just hit some people to say. A young man was just shot at point blank range with an M6. If you don't know what an M6 is, go look it up. An M6. And he was doing every single thing that the police officer asked him to do. And that's somebody's child. The same way George Floyd is, the same way Trayvon Martin is, the same way Breonna Taylor is, okay? Now, I'm a pastor, so my thing is I trust God. And God loves everybody. It's not a race thing. So I understand we always want to stand on something. And I get that. But at some point, we got to say, wait, hold on. It's not really all about us, because technically, this boy just got shot. And he got shot 13. Well, that's because it's an automatic weapon. Yeah. I'm talking about the distance was from here to this camera. And he's dead. And his mother has to bury him. But there's no news coverage. There's no t-shirts. There's no signs. I'm sorry. And I commend everybody who's doing this, that, and the other. But death is death. Yeah. And are we talking about police brutality and authority? Or are we talking about social? And what's the real big picture here? What are we trying to change here? Because I don't want to leave this young man out. I don't want to leave the Hispanic boy that just got shot. Because we're so wrapped up of trying to fight the power. I mean, wait, hold on now. That's not what my God talks about.
No. And I think it's more so with now, we got to understand there's people that are out there for the movement, and there's people out there for the moment.
Right. That's a good
People
point.
that's not
I like
there
that.
for the cause, because one of my favorite movies in the world was 300, where he came with 300 men. The Athenians came with thousands. And they was like, we brought more men than you. And the dude was like, okay, what's your profession? I'm a sculptor. What's your profession? I'm a craftsman. And then he looked at the 300. He's like, what's your profession? woo, like this ain't just a profession. This is our life.
Right.
This is what we live. This is what we relate to. And I guess what people don't understand is there's a difference between people who know who God is, who know a sense of self, and know what the purpose really is, versus being like the Hebrews or the Israelites escaping from Egypt.
Right, you're just trying to blend in.
And once they came to the wilderness, they was so complaining about the trials and tribulations and the struggles. They was more thankful and looking back on what they had in past years, because in their minds, they were still slaves.
Right.
So we got a lot of people that still have the slave mentality.
Okay.
That right now, the protesting, the movement is fine, but once you put that pressure on people, you're going to have a difference between people that's going to be running and people out there ready to hit them with their lightning and thunder to give them, okay, we taking our stance, we ain't taking no more, we going to stand for what we believe in no matter what. So that's just the first phase. The second phase is who's going to actually stand there and lead. And we got leaders that want to lead. We got people that want to be humble and listen. And we have too many people sometimes where we get that platform like Al Sharpton at the funeral, where months prior to that, he was working for Comcast, but we're going against Byron Allen. So it's almost like it goes against us being productive, to where we have people that's there for the movement, but then we also have people that's there for the moment. And my thing is now is the chance to take a stance on, all of us can relate to the situation where we need to make a move. Are we going to go to war? Are we going to do policies? Whatever we're going to do, let's make that movement, because it's all this protesting is one thing, but now if we're going to put things to policy, let's put it to policy and let's be all in. Let's not just put one foot in and have the other foot out the minute we just don't get what we want.
But Ron, and I think what I want to hear is the policy just for black people?
Well, no. I think it's supposed to be equal to where...
That's where my disconnect is wait, if you saying that police officer should not stop a black man, which I agree, and harass or profile or shoot or one of that, are we saying it's cool for him to do it with the white dude? Or the Hispanic dude? You understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
What are we standing? If that white person is sitting there saying, I'm standing with you guys because I don't like the racial profiling. But on the flip side, are you standing with us?
Yeah.
Because once again, one of our own just got shot and got killed. Now, I know a few people don't know that because we get so, like you say, some people are in it for the moment and not really the message. But my question is okay, what are you fighting for? Are you fighting for equality overall? Are we fighting for just equality for black folks? Are we so and I'm talking to Christians right now. Forgive me, I'm talking to my people, Christians. Folk that claim that they love Jesus and all this. Who are you fighting for, black people? Are you fighting for white folks? Or are you just fighting for black folks? Are you fighting for Jews, Gentiles? Who are you fighting for? Do you just want black folks to rise up and get reparation, or are you fighting for people?
I honestly think that we're out there protesting for equality for all.
See, I don't see that.
That's what I think. I think we're out there fighting for, we just want everyone to be treated equally.
See,
I think everybody has their own agenda.
But I don't see that. I don't see that on the news. I don't see that. I've been to 6 rallies. I've been to DeSoto, Cedar Hill, 2 in Dallas. I've been one to Fort Worth, and I've been one in Arlington. And all the rallies I went to, and I'm right up there at the front with the speaker. I see black this, black, and let's be very clear. I am pro-black, okay? However, but I'm also pro-God, okay? And I'm pro the Word of God. So at the end of the day, I get it. We want to. Hey, listen, Peter was for the Jews. He was for the Jews. But there also had to become a Paul. A Paul had to come because the Gentiles were still there.
I think the reason why you only see black, because you're only seeing black people getting stumped and killed in the street.
That's not true, though.
That's what we're seeing on the news. They're not
That's
showing
not true.
that. That's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing
This
the
young
white officer stomping and killing the white boy in the street. I don't see
I don't want to
that
make it
on
a,
8 o'clock news.
I don't want to make it just about the white. My thing is this: I have an issue with police authority. That's what we're seeing here. It's not the fact that he stomped a white dude, a Hispanic dude, an Asian dude, or a black dude. we need to deal with the issue of police authority.
But that's a totally different show, Holly. And
I get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
but when we're out there, we're protesting and we're saying we don't like this young man that I found out that got stomped. This Hispanic guy that was on social media. Do you realize right now 10 billion people every single day spend 62% of their life on social media.
I totally agree
So
with that.
so what he did, what happened to this guy, we turn a blind eye sometimes to things we don't want to deal with.
So let's talk about
That's
that
the same
because
thing that white people do.
Well,
And I'll go with
that.
that.
So, but I will say that because no, when those kids were taken at the border, when those Mexican kids were separated from their
By
parents,
y'all president.
when Donald
The
Trump
prick.
took them kids, we talked about that, and I
Yeah.
cried. To this day,
That's
those
unfortunate.
children have still not been placed with their parents.
And that's a governmental
this day,
abuse.
We could have a whole 3-part show about these kids who do not speak English, who have still not been placed with their parents. And we're talking about 4 years later. These parents have no clue where their children are.
Right.
These kids are being raped, molested, killed in these concentration camps on the American side of the border, and we just swept that under the rug. Like
We did.
These kids
It
are
died
not
out.
Still,
It died out.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they still, and that's on our U.S. dime.
That's true.
That we are taking. So when I tell you, and those are Mexican children, and I'm getting goosebumps because this man is running for re-election. They have not given these kids back to these parents. And these parents are in Mexico, and these kids are on our U.S. dime. So when I tell you, I totally get what you're saying.
Right.
So I say that because we ain't talking about that. And he running for re-election.
And here's and Don,
We should be protesting that.
hey, Ryan says he don't even remember he said this. Watch this. Ryan says something when I talked to him a while back, and he brought up something, and he may remember this. I think some of this stuff is a plot. I think some of it is a plot. I think sometimes they know what to rile us up just to get our mind off of another agenda.
Yeah.
You notice nobody's still talking about the impeachment process of Trump no more?
No, they just shut that down.
Oh yeah.
You notice ain't nobody talking about that trial going on?
The Democrats are still talking about that.
Right, but
You're absolutely
America's
right.
not. Because an election is coming up. So now once again, let me say this. I believe in conspiracy because I was in the military. And I seen some stuff. And I know some stuff. So I understand that the government has the ability to look at statistics and say, if we do this, they're going to react this way. And we may need to do this in order for this agenda to happen.
Well, I think, and you guys, we've totally gotten off of his fame fortunate.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because it goes so deep.
Right. And we need to take another commercial
We
break.
do.
But I want to let Ryan know that his favorite auntie, Kay Roberts, said she is happy to know that you have heard her cry and wanted to know that is this a moment or is this a movement? So she said that thank you for listening to her, and she will always be your #1 fan.
Thank you, Auntie Jay.
We are taking a commercial, you guys. I don't know what we're going to do. Do y'all know that this season is almost over? This is episode 9, and we only have 10 episodes in this season. Give us a minute. We're going to commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dr. Holly Mays of Kingdom Faith Empowerment Center and also Bishop Chronicles Podcast. Hey, guys, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart, man, for being a great supporter of our show. Man, I've heard your comments, man. I've seen your text messages, and you guys are just so inspirational. But now I want to reach out to all the businesses that have been hitting me up. Listen, we have a sponsorship program for you. For as little as $30 a week, listen, we will give you a spotlight. We will make sure that you can come on the show and showcase your product. We want to help you grow. We want to help you get to the next level. So we want to make sure that we provide programs and packages that not only are economical, but they also allow our show and your business to build a relationship and also be able to go to the next level together. So listen, continue to support the show, continue to send your comments, continue to uplift Christ wherever you go. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel, and please make sure you are following us on Instagram and Facebook. But more than anything, if you are a business and you have a project, if you are a music entrepreneur, if you are an artist and you have an event or you have a project that you're getting ready to do, if you are a ministry and you have an event that you're getting ready to showcase, listen, we want to help you. We want to build you up and we want to grow with you. Let us work for you, okay? But once again, we thank you. We love you. And on behalf of Bishop Chronicles Podcast, listen, God bless you. And listen, we look forward to working with you guys. I'm out of here, guys.
Thank you guys for holding. We are back. So, Ryan, thoughts again. Where do we go from here? Where do we stop protesting? We're 20 days in. Do you feel like our voice is going to get heard? Do you feel, my thoughts are we need more celebrities on the front line. I totally want to give kudos to those that have stepped up. Like I said, Holly calmed me down the other day. I was on one. I feel like I'm not seeing enough. I do feel like they have a social, they owe me something. I feel like when you about to sell an album, when you want people to show up to concerts, when you about to drop a new movie, I see you on Letterman. I see you on every social platform. I see you on TMZ. I see you on Instagram. I see you on Facebook. The other day it was Kanye's birthday. Kim Kardashian put out 99 tweets about how much she loved her husband.
Not 99.
99 tweets. How phenomenal he was. This is the same woman that just a year ago was talking about she was going to get a law degree to help every black person get free.
Did she ever do it?
Supposedly she was working for a black law firm.
Did she go to school?
Supposedly she said in California you don't have to have a law degree.
Really?
So according to her, there was a black. No. There was a black attorney who said in California, John, there was a black attorney who said in California you don't have to have a law degree to practice law. And so Kim Kardashian could go.
Really?
Yes.
Let's go get bread.
Supposedly, so Kim Kardashian was going to find. She found a loophole. Supposedly she was sitting on Donald Trump. I won't say lap, but she was at the White House every day. And she was freeing black folks, okay? This was just a year ago. But now all of a sudden, hashtag Breonna Taylor, hashtag Bolton John, hashtag Ahmaud Arbery, hashtag George Floyd. But I ain't seen Kim Kardashian. I ain't seen Khloe Kardashian. I ain't seen Kylie Kardashian. I ain't seen the mama Kardashian. They got a black boyfriend. I ain't seen none of them in these streets.
Never will.
Talking about,
I don't expect to see
Black Lives Matter. Why? They black everything else?
So here, that's funny. That's a good one. Personally, listen, I'm gonna say this just like, and I'm an old school guy. I like Charles Barkley. And Charles,
he's been out there. Thank you, Charles. Charles been out there.
But Charles said a long time ago, he says, listen, he says, don't make me a role model. I'm just me. He said, I just because I'm a good basketball player, don't make me have a responsibility that I never asked for. Now let me tell you why I said that. Because don't get me wrong, I think there should be some responsibility on the elite.
LeBron's been out there.
Well, but here's my thing.
Thank you, LeBron.
Let me ask you a question. I know a neurosurgeon right now who is one of the top neurosurgeons in Dallas. And he's been out there. But no one goes to him and say, and he makes just as much money as them, but no one goes to him and say, you're a role model. You have to be out there, and I'm gonna condemn you because you're not. I'm questioning what we and who we pick and choose to consider role models or the elite or who should take leadership roles, and who, just because you are an exceptional athlete does not mean that you should be an exceptional leader. And I don't like putting that on. Now, LeBron, like I say, if you want to be out there, be out there. Right. If that's the example you want, let that be a personal thing. But I don't want to say, hold on, Kim Kardashian, and I know that may not even be in your character.
But I get that. Okay, Holly, I totally get that. But I think it's hard for children, my 15-year-old, to pick and choose when she want to pick you up and put you down. Like, for example, unfortunately, she think Cardi B is a role model. She
But that's on her though for whatever dynamic.
I know that's what I'm saying, and I get how I totally get that. I can't get her to understand that 2 days ago Cardi B was on the stripper pole. She don't understand because right now Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are they're role models. And so I say that so they think okay.
But that's our fault.
It's how they think a role model
That's what
is.
there you go. So
Right,
if
right.
she think that Cardi B stripping, they're like, Mom, it don't matter. She's Cardi B. She still think that Cardi B should be out there at the protest.
But hold
You get
on,
what I'm saying?
how old is your daughter?
15.
How old are you? Don't tell them. But listen,
40-ish.
She's 40-ish. So there's a maturity level there.
Right.
Okay. So when we talk about leadership, we have to put it in this right dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
A leader is only can be spoken from a mature individual.
Right.
You can't say, "Oh, that's a leader." She's not gonna say Cardi B is my role model or my mentor.
But that's what I'm telling you. To her, Cardi B and Michelle Obama, it's the same. Cardi B and her principal are the same. They just think, and so that's what I'm
and
telling
as
you.
she gets older and she learns more, then she'll know the difference.
There you
but
go.
but who? But it's personal choice.
You know who I would expect to be out there?
Who?
Former presidents, these governors.
Oh,
these
heck
law-
no.
That's who need to be
The
on the
same
front
Bill
line.
Clinton
old,
that was,
man.
No.
but the same Bill
But
Clinton that
those
was
are-
hanging out with Harvey Weinstein.
But guess what? Those are the people that make the decisions.
I would agree.
But
These celebrities don't make because they're
but
no
still-
different.
But these
They're
kids
no
don't understand.
different
but it's
from
still
you and
but
I.
it's still once again it's still
If I was expecting somebody,
right.
I don't expect anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
But-
That's what I'm going back to because it's a. I don't put. Listen, I tell my son who just graduated high school, son, I am your father. Look up to me as you may, but also don't count it strange if I do some things that make you look down a little bit because I make mistakes.
Right.
I am human. We spend too much time, and I'm not saying.
Put people on platform.
We just do. We do it with pastors. We do it with police officers. We do it with government officials. We forget that, wait, hold on. That guy that happened to be in that position can still be, and I'm going to get biblical, a fornicator. He
Right.
can be a liar, a thief. He still can. How many government officials done stole stuff?
Exactly.
They still. So when we look at this, I'm sorry, I can't look at you and say, hey man, I expect you to do something when I know your mentality and your DNA can cause you to do something else.
So-
I don't want to lift you
Yeah,
so
let me
high.
just say this really fast. I don't want you to
Sure,
take
no,
time.
you're good.
This is what I have to say. I sit on multiple nonprofit boards. We spend thousands of dollars and we serve the homeless every Christmas. I won't say a charity that I do, but I raise money. We go out there and we feed the homeless. We've been doing that since my daughter was 5. She knows we're going to do that. She just see that's what her mama do. That's just what we do. But she don't put me on no holier than thou statue. She don't be like, oh, this is what
you're
my
the
mama.
mama.
I'm the mama. You think Valerie
She
ever
probably
took
do,
pictures
though.
of me? She just see it that that's what we do. She never took pictures and be like, oh, she don't put me on Instagram. This is what my
But it's
mama
a
do.
different platform
Right?
she puts you on.
So I'll tell you that. But do you know that if we went out there to protest the other day and she saw Cardi B out there, do you not know that she would have put that on Instagram and would have
she
wanted to take a
famous.
picture?
Everyone
That's
would.
what I'm saying. So I say that because it would have been a totally different. Oh my God, Cardi B is out here protesting for George Floyd.
That's
That's what I.
shock value.
There you go. That's
Yeah,
what that's what I mean when I say that. So when I was talking to Holly, and I even started crying on the phone.
Yes, you
I
did.
was I'm so passionate about that. Famous people, I just want you to know, I'm not a person that we've seen famous people out. I've been at Del Frisco and seen the whole Dallas Cowboy team in there. I really could care less. Put me on the other side of the restaurant. I am not a person that care about famous people. But these kids do. And so what I mean by that, you have no clue the amount of power you have in a tweet, you do know. You absolutely know. Because when you're doing something for you, you can send one
I'll go with
tweet and sell millions of records. Imagine what you could do for this movement that will change laws and change what my daughter will have to live in for the next 100 years just off of one conversation, one concert, one law that you can change right now. And that's basically what I'm saying. We should have did this 5 years ago when Colin Kaepernick took a knee. But we didn't. So we have the opportunity to do it now. And that's really all I want to say.
I get it.
That's really all I
But
have
we
to
have
say.
but the reason, and I got to let people know why we didn't do it 5 years ago. And I hate to say this, but it's the truth. If the government doesn't back what you're doing, they will do whatever they can to make the news media distract people and make people look another way. The government spent so much time, real talk, messing with the National Football League.
Oh, yes.
They spent so much time, and Trump is the blame for it. Yeah, Trump is to blame for it, and I'm gonna say this, and you know, I've never been under a president like this, and I've served under a few. And I've never seen a president like this that is so egotistical and so selfish. But he made it his agenda to make the American people see what he wanted them to see. That's why we didn't do this 5 years ago. And, you know, but I do agree with you. I think that certain people do have
the power of influence.
I don't want to say a responsibility,
Yes.
but they do have the power of
influence.
influence.
I would agree.
But I also would like to channel the power of influence to not just, because I don't want people to just see us as, oh, well, the only way you can have influence is if you're an athlete,
Right.
or you're music. I want them to know that it's neurosurgeons out there,
Yes.
it's lawyers, it's business
totally agree.
owners that also have the power of influence. Because guess what, guys? They also can do something to show. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. And I want to tell you guys, I want to give kudos. And I told Holly I would do this. Because initially, I wanted to come on this show and tear people down. I had a list.
yeah,
She did.
I had a running tally of 4,329 celebrities who I
Wow.
was going to come and read.
that's a lot of people.
And Holly,
That would have took on the whole show. Took on the whole show.
luckily there's such a thing as processing
Yes, praise
Yes.
God.
and time. Okay?
And time.
So in the ability of that, I chose to kudos. Okay? And so I want to give kudos to the celebrities who has shown up. You know, Holly says they showed up to highlight their brand, and that may be true.
That's not the only reason they may have showed up,
Maybe,
you know.
some, but I
House
want
up.
to give, you know, I'm not a big fan of Floyd Money Mayweather. I think that's his name. I've never been a big fan of Floyd Money Mayweather. Never. This man has been blessed to have hundreds of millions of dollars, and I feel like he has wasted millions of dollars on Botox, plastic surgery,
Did you
and
say
Botox.
for women, not on him,
Oh.
for women.
Oh.
And I feel like he find the most
Like,
superficial women to be with when they're not on him,
What?
when there are millions of
What?
beautiful, educated women like Ludacris' wife, you know, that he could be with, but that's not his type. Okay, but neither here nor there. He paid for George Floyd's funeral, which he didn't have to because million other people did, including the gentleman who the grocery store clerk that called the police, unfortunately, that got him killed. They paid for his funeral, and so did GoFundMe. Okay, but Floyd Money Mayweather did pay for the funeral.
Yeah, the solid gold casket.
Right? I mean, he had like 18 funerals. I've never heard that. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I have a
Floyd
funeral.
Money Mayweather paid for the funeral. Thank you, Floyd.
Did he pay
And
for
I
all
see
of them?
No, he paid for one of them. GoFundMe paid for probably the rest of them. But anywho,
Jesus.
and then I see Floyd on Instagram a lot now, and he's just throwing money around. Thank you, Floyd. You know, I see you doing a lot.
She got those shades. Every time she give him a compliment, she got those shades back in. Yeah.
That's okay. He doing some other stuff. Thank you, Floyd. Thank you for showing up. Okay, I've seen a lot of celebrities at the funeral. Black men that are stepping up. You don't have to be there. Thank you. Ludacris now has Kid Nation. He's doing great things. There's a lot of black men that are now our age that are doing great things right now. For every celebrity that are out here, whether you're showing up, sending money, you're in the public eye, you're not. Holly said that Jay-Z and Beyonce are doing some stuff. Thank
Why
you.
you gotta
You said
stop
they are.
it?
You said they are doing stuff.
But it's not that I say that they are. This it's like on the.
Oh, okay. You said you said you saw that they were. I haven't saw it.
because she watches CNN all day.
All I watch is CNN 24/7.
Fake news.
Fake news.
You know,
That's what your president said. That's what your president said.
Don't
That's
come
what
to
your president
CNN. Mm-mm.
Your president
Look
said
at my
that.
tweet. I give. Let me tell you something.
You tweet on
Chris Como,
CNN?
all day. I give him kudos all day.
Ryan.
Chris Como and Anderson Cooper.
That's my dude right there.
Let me tell you something. Don't come.
He's on CNN.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Don't come.
What about Don
and
Lemon?
Don Lemon. Oh yes.
Is he on
and
CNN?
Abby.
Yeah.
I love me some Abby. Let me tell you something. When you get over 40, CNN becoming your best friend.
It does
Let me tell
not.
you. It's for me.
It does not.
It is. I don't.
That's
you
for
know.
them people that know they over 40.
Okay, we about to come up on our final thoughts. I just want to tell you, for all the celebrities that has shown up, thank you. Please keep showing up. For all of those who have not, please show up. We need you. We need 382 days to change these laws for my daughter's sake. She's 15. I need the law to change for my daughter, for our kids, for Holly's 4-year-old, for his 4, 5, 6-month-old.
Wait, hold on. I got a 17-year-old.
Yeah,
a
but we
15.
talking about the ones that got a long time to live.
I'm talking about the one that got to drive now.
I know, but we got
So-
Brandon, baby. For John,
I
who don't
do.
have kids yet.
They're on
So-
the way.
But I'm still living, so I still need it. But I still need it
Yeah,
to be
so
changed.
so we didn't even get to talk about Beyond the Lights' fame. Really
Let's talk about it.
We still got a show next week, so maybe that'll
We
be our
got a
show
show
next
next
week.
week.
We're supposed to be talking about progressive parenting and co-parenting. Let us know which show you want. You want to talk about is fame really fortunate or co-parenting challenges? You know which one I want to talk about, co-parenting challenges, because I love talking
Just whoop
about
them. That's all I'm
You gonna
saying.
whoop the co-parent?
Just whoop the kids.
Okay, we're talking about co-parenting.
So it's about
Not,
the parent,
not,
the
not
children.
kids.
Oh, we ain't talking about the kids.
No, we're talking about the baby mamas. Or the
Whoop
baby
them too.
daddies. Oh,
Whoop them too. Ryan, let's whoop them. I got a belt, leather.
protesting
Speak on it right
in
now.
Dallas every day. You can go to City Hall in
Right.
Dallas.
Absolutely.
In Fort Worth, the square. What's the square called in Fort Worth?
This is the courthouse.
No,
Fort
it's the
Worth.
what's the square?
I don't live in
Yes,
Fort Worth.
it's the what's,
I don't live in Fort
no,
Worth.
but it's the square. Y'all know the square in Fort Worth
In Fort Worth.
downtown. It's in the. Everybody know that square.
They can't talk back to you, dumb.
Yes, they
I
can.
can't remember.
Where everybody go to hang out downtown in Fort Worth. Where everybody go to hang out in Fort Worth, where the restaurants and stuff are. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't-
Sundance Square.
Sundance Square. That's
Sundance
it.
Square. Good job,
That's
John.
where it is in Fort
Good
Worth.
job.
Sundance Square and in City Hall, and then also on Lamar at the police station.
Okay.
You can go there to every single day, you guys. Show up. We need you. Don't stop if you cannot show up because it's getting hot outside. There's online protests. Sign up.
We need to get rid of the police and the police chief.
You don't like
Joe.
Zena Renee Hall?
No, she whacked up.
No.
She-
I just throw that in there.
They said that
Final
Eric
thoughts.
Johnson.
Not the police. We don't
They
need to get
said
rid of the
Eric
police.
Johnson is the problem. The mayor. I didn't say that.
Technically,
They-
the mayor does not have jurisdiction over the police.
Right.
The city manager does, whom y'all don't hear a lot of.
Clay Jenkins.
No,
That's the
that-
judge.
that's the
That's
judge.
the judge.
county.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name, but
Who is- well, you can tell us who he is.
but I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But he's a black man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's the city man. He's the highest paid city official.
I like Zena Renee Hall.
She's pretty.
And she comes from Detroit. That's
She's
like-
D9.
What's D9?
She's a Delta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, she's
I like
D9. You know what I'm
She
saying?
was
She's
just on the
great.
news the other day, and she said
Y'all
that
don't
she's there to.
You heard an excerpt of what she said.
No,
Don't be
I
saying
met
that.
her at Toyota. She came out there. I know her
She
story.
buying a car.
No, she won't buy no car. You're so silly. No.
She got her hair done.
It's
She
growing
did. It's
out.
straight
It's
now.
growing
Yeah, it's
out.
growing.
It's growing out. Zena Renee Hall, she has dedicated her life to.
To what?
The police. She didn't have no kids or a husband.
That's why.
And she dedicated her.
Her father was a
police
police,
officer.
and she had dedicated. Zena Renee
Listen.
Hall, I believe in you,
Listen.
and I think
You ain't gotta believe in her because she black and she a woman.
No,
Listen,
believe-
I believe in anybody that want to change policy.
And she don't.
Her and the city manager. Listen, let me say this before we get out of here. Let's make sure we're clear on this, okay? If
These are the final thoughts.
this is one of the final thoughts. Listen, y'all quit being deceived by these police. If they wanted SOP to change, it would change like that. You don't need a voting process for SOP to change. That takes the chief of police and the city manager saying, hey, listen, if they walk up to a car with their hand on their gun, they're fired. That's now policy.
Zena Renee Hall backed out all of those
No.
And she took all those tickets back.
No. All I'm saying is,
She did.
see, you can do stuff, but if it's not written down, then guess what? It's only what you want to do.
I got it.
When you choose to do
I
it.
do think she was wrong for arresting those 700 people on the Margaret B. Hunt Bridge. She absolutely shouldn't have
Show
did
me
that.
policy.
I got it. My auntie Kay said that she agreed with what you said about the president, that he is foul.
A prick.
She did say that.
He whack. Oh, he whack.
I just want to tell you guys that my auntie Kay has watched every single show.
Thank you, Auntie Kay.
If we have VIP award,
No, she's
for the
not
most
just a VIP.
loyal, her and your friend, what's his name?
Andre Page. That's my frat brother.
Her
Andrew
and
Page.
We gonna have to. They gonna have to split it.
They are
But
called, no,
yeah.
what's another name for VIPs that's super exceed
MVPs.
MVPs?
They are
You're not VIPs, you
They are
MVPs.
Yes.
MVPs.
My goodness. Praise God.
And Marvin Driver said, "You will not see this on the news. Equality for all is what should be recognized." That's what he said. Let us not be blinded by the smoke.
Tell him.
Exactly.
That's what he said.
Tell him, man. It's out. Don't let them people.
Forest for the trees.
Yeah.
They don't know about the struggle for black people. They know the topping, not the depth of what we deal with.
Exactly.
Thank you, Marvin. We're gonna definitely roll with
Appreciate
that.
it, Marvin.
Oh my God! Can y'all believe that the season is almost over? You guys, we can talk about season 2. We about to run out of time. How much time we got?
We got 4 minutes.
Oh Lord! Oh, because remember we started a few minutes late. So
No, we got 4
we
minutes.
got 4 minutes. Okay. So yeah. Final thoughts, Ryan Russell. Protest.
Final thoughts about the protest is
Your
to
son.
keep on moving forward and doing what we need to do to make progress. And I don't know, I had so much to say, but I couldn't get it out. So basically, do whatever you need to do to move forward, because in the end, if you don't make your voice heard, it will get overshadowed by politics, and politics speaks more volume than anything. So do what you need to do, because if it was for me, I would say cleanse everybody and start all over. Because right now,
Yeah, cleanse
all
everybody.
this talk about politics and policies and everything else, God put people put the Israelites through the wilderness for a reason, because some people had the old mindset that wasn't ready for progression and moving forward. And we can't count on celebrities, we can't count on
Nobody.
Hollywood people, because until they get actually affected and deal with the situation, they can't relate. So in the end,
Good point.
we just have to do what we need to do and not even rely on anyone else but God.
What are you doing as a black man with black sons?
I'm trying to lead my house and my household as a role model and lead by example, because in the end, if I don't set the example for them, what type of model do I set for them to have a solid foundation for their future?
Good point. Good point.
What are you doing, Holly?
I'm with Ryan on it, man. Just being a good example. Education. Education is the biggest thing, you know. But making sure that I'm doing what I need to be doing. So if they do choose a role model, I'm in that top. You know, I'm in that top 3.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. John, final thought again. Protest. Is it worth it?
It is worth it. I believe that we should stay with it. We should stay consistent. Again, my hat goes off to the younger generation, because they are the ones that we are seeing on the front line. I use my platform on my own show to discuss these things.
Yes,
and
you
we
do.
go deep into it.
Yes,
The
you
things
do.
that people kind of shy away from. And people don't want to talk about race. And that's the bottom line. It is about race. We're black, they're white, and it's clear and dry with that. And, you know, it is good to see that the white people are on board, but it's sad that it takes for the white people to get on board for the changes to happen.
All right. My final thoughts is black, white, Korean, Mexican, Brazilian, Middle Eastern. It's going to take all of us. I appreciate you. I applaud you. Please do not stop. I am there with you in person, in spirit. Female, male, heterosexual, multisexual, LGBT. It takes all of us. Do not stop. I need you. I respect you. I love you. Let's do this. Please vote. Please vote.
Please vote.
Republican, Democrat, we need your vote. Just show up. Please
And
show
don't vote
up.
for Trump.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can vote Republican, just don't vote for Trump.
Nah, when you don't vote, and
Okay, he
those
the
that
majority.
don't vote,
He the majority party. You got to vote for him. He ain't no. He
Well,
don't.
maybe somebody else will jump on the ticket.
They can't. They can't now. It's just Joe Biden and your boy.
Well, then don't vote Republican. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let us know if you want to talk about Is Fame Really Fortune next week or co-parenting challenges. We appreciate you guys. We love you. The show does not work without you, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Peace out.